What's up everyone, David Craig here, and on today's show we're going to be talking about the after credits scene in Thor the Dark World, which will be introduction of the Collector, and also some exciting first steps towards the Avengers 3 and Guardians of the Galaxy movies. So there are two after credits scenes in Thor the Dark World, but the second one is kind of more of a joke than anything else. We're only going to focus on the first one, which is Volstagg and Sif carrying the red Infinity Gem into this weird warehouse type looking place that is run by this guy called the Collector. So first things first, who is the Collector? The Collector is an Avengers villain created in 1966 by Stan Lee and Don Heck. He's done his fair share of shit in the Marvel Universe, but a lot of it is irrelevant in the context of the Marvel movies. So we're just going to focus on the stuff that is going to help us to understand this character, and maybe even help us predict what this character is going to do going forward. The Collector, whose real name is Tanlir Tiran, lived for millions of years on an unknown planet with his wife. But she lost her will to live. Obviously he wasn't much fun to be around, so she essentially killed herself, giving up her immortality so she can finally die. Now the Collector's thinking he's going to go insane with grief. So what he does is he thinks, okay, I need to get a hobby. And that hobby is collecting things, hence the name, the Collector. The guy collects artifacts, life forms, anything which he thinks is going to be rare or valuable in any way, which ends up giving him a pretty unique collection of stuff. And this is what we see in the scene. Remember, you don't just see all his objects of shit. He also had this weird green alien life form in a glass jar, so that shows that he already has quite the collection built up. The other important thing to know about the Collector is that he's not just some guy with a big room full of shit. He's also one of the Elders of the Universe, a group of aliens who are the last survivors of various extinct races. Now, as an Elder, he has access to what is called the Primordial Power, which is the last remnants of the energy left over from the Big Bang. So this gives him a crazy amount of power with which he can do loads of crazy shit. He's not just some dude in a warehouse, he's actually pretty powerful, and he even has a whole other alien form which is crazy, but most of the time he goes around in this kind of human-like form, which we saw in the after credits scene. Finally, the Collector also has some fairly strong powers of prophecy, which he can use to foresee the rise of anything that could be powerful enough to take down the Elders. And who could be powerful enough to take down the Elders? Thanos. So when have Thanos and the Collector bumped into each other in the comics? Well, when the Collector first got wind that Thanos was coming to fuck shit up, he thought, okay, I need to collect all of these life forms from around the universe to keep them safe when Thanos comes, which I think is actually really fucking decent of him, because he didn't have to do that. He could have just let it be and let Thanos kill everyone, but he didn't do that, so I think that was pretty decent of him. It was also at this time that the Collector came into possession of one of the 6 Infinity Gems. However, a big difference between the comics and the movies is that in the comics at this time, he didn't really know what the Infinity Gems were. He just thought they were just a pretty little jewel. However, in this scene, he looked like he knew exactly what he was doing, because especially by the way he goes, 1 down, 5 more to go. Now in my opinion, 3 things could be happening here. Number 1, the Collector is actually a good guy, and he wants to collect all the Infinity Gems just to keep him safe from Thanos, because he knows Thanos is coming, and he knows it's not going to be good when he does. Number 2, the Collector is slightly different here, and instead, he wants to assemble the Infinity Gauntlet for himself and take over the universe. Number 3, the Collector is different here, but this time it's because he's actually working for Thanos to assemble all the Infinity Gems and assemble the Gauntlet for Thanos to use. Side note, for anyone who still doesn't know what the Infinity Gauntlet is, it's a gauntlet made up of the 6 Infinity Gems, which makes the wearer omnipotent. Each gem has a different power. Green can control the soul, orange can control time, purple can control space, blue can control the mind, yellow can control reality itself, and red controls power. In the comics, Thanos assembles all of these gems into the gauntlet and uses it to kill half of the living things in the freaking universe. Now in this scene, the Collector is given the red gem, aka the power gem. And we also find out that the Tesseract from the Avengers and Captain America is the blue gem, and that is currently in an Asgard vault. Now if the blue gem is the same as in the comics, then it will be the mind gem. And that makes a lot of sense, because if you remember, Loki uses the Tesseract Power Scepter to mind control Hawkeye and Eric Selvig. So that does actually make sense. So to conclude, there are 6 Infinity Gems needed to make the Infinity Gauntlet. A gauntlet which makes the wearer omnipotent to do whatever the fuck he likes, and no one can really question him. Now we know that 1 gem is with the Collector now, and the other gem is currently in an Asgard vault. We don't know where the other 4 are just yet, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. The Collector is an ancient dude with some crazy powers who collects shit, and his motives are open to speculation at this point, but we do know that he has a significant role in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie coming out next August, so I'm sure we'll find out something more crystal clear when that comes out. So now you know all there is to know about the after credit scene in Thor: The Dark World. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you check out my full review of Thor: The Dark World, which should be on my channel now or maybe tomorrow. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. We do movie reviews, comic reviews, and occasionally we do super detailed breakdowns of scenes and trailers like this one you're watching right now. So please subscribe to my channel, it really means a lot. Please like this video because that really helps me out. Be sure to comment below what you thought of the movie, what you thought of this scene, and let me know what you think is going to happen in the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because I think it's open to speculation to pretty much anyone at this point. So be sure to let me know. Thank you again for watching. I hope I'll see you next time. I've been David Craig. Now this is the end of the video.